Most people think wealth is obvious. Flashy cars, designer clothes, expensive vacations splashed across social media. But real wealth, it's a lot quieter. In fact, the people who are actually getting rich often don't feel rich at all. They're too busy doing the right things, saving, investing, building, to notice how far they've come. I'm going to show you 8 subtle signs you're secretly getting rich, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. Because the truth is, the richest people don't wait until they feel rich to act wealthy. They do the work first, and the money shows up later. My name is Ivan, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, human psychology, and why some people seem to glide through financial challenges while others are constantly stressed about their bank account balance. If you've ever wondered what it actually feels like to have different amounts of money saved up, and more importantly, how each milestone changes your decision-making process, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if it helps clarify things for you. Here's what nobody tells you about building wealth. It doesn't feel like a jackpot moment. There's no confetti, no bank alert that says, you made it. Most of the time, getting rich feels uneventful, boring even. It's skipping the impulse buy. It's saying no when everyone else says yes. It's making the uncomfortable choice today so your future self doesn't have to struggle. And if you've seen any of these 7 signs in your life, even just 1 or 2, you're already on a path most people never find. Number 1, you've mastered living below your means. You're not clipping every coupon, but you've created a life where your spending is intentional. You don't feel the need to impress anyone. And because of that, your lifestyle naturally costs less than what you earn. Rich Richard makes $75,000 a year and spends $55,000. That $20,000 gap, that's options. That's the reason he can save, invest, and say no to things that don't align with his goals. Poor Peter makes $75,000 and spends $80,000. Every raise gets absorbed by a bigger apartment or a nicer car. He looks successful. He feels broke. That extra margin gives you breathing room. It builds a financial buffer that turns into freedom over time. You're not depriving yourself. You've simply redefined what enough looks like. This habit compounds. Over 10 or 20 years, living below your means is the difference between financial stress and financial peace. Track your spending for 1 month. Calculate the gap between what you earn and what you spend. If that gap is growing, even slowly, you're on the right path. Number 2, you think in terms of long-term gains, not quick wins. Most people chase instant gratification, the next bonus, the next tax refund, the next hot stock tip. But you've shifted your mindset. Instead of obsessing over quick bucks, you're playing a longer game that rewards patience, consistency, and strategy. You think in decades, not just days. You care about compound growth more than overnight success. Rich Richard invests $500 a month into index funds and doesn't check his account for 6 months at a time. When a market drops 15%, he keeps contributing. Over 20 years, this discipline turns $120,000 in contributions into $350,000 in wealth. Poor Peter jumps from opportunity to opportunity. Day trading, crypto, drop shipping. He never stays anywhere long enough to benefit from compounding. 20 years later, he has $60,000 saved and a collection of lessons learned. Quiet wealth isn't loud. It's disciplined. It's automatic contributions every month, regardless of market conditions. If you're thinking long-term, you're already doing what 90% of people won't. Number 3, you've created a financial buffer and you don't talk about it. You're not living paycheck to paycheck anymore, but you're not bragging about it either. While others flex their lifestyles on social media, you've quietly built something more powerful: breathing room. You have money sitting in your account that you don't need to touch, an emergency fund, a cushion, cash that buys you time, peace of mind, and options. You don't panic when your car breaks down. You don't dread bills at the end of the month. And if your job vanished tomorrow, you wouldn't crumble. You'd calmly pivot. Rich Richard has $20,000 in a high-yield savings account. When his laptop dies, he buys a new one without checking his bank balance first. When his company announces layoffs, he's concerned, but not terrified. Poor Peter has $1/4 to $100 in checking and $300 in savings. Every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. The car repair goes on a credit card. Most people only realize the power of a financial buffer after a crisis, but you built yours before it ever came. That's the mindset of someone quietly getting rich. If you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, you're in the top 25% of Americans. Number 4. You're earning more without feeling the urge to spend more. Something strange happens when you quietly get rich. You start making more money, but your baseline lifestyle stays roughly the same. You got a raise, maybe a promotion. Your income increased by 15% or 20%, and yet you're not driving a more expensive car or living in a bigger apartment. This is lifestyle inflation immunity. Most people experience lifestyle creep. As income rises, spending rises to match. Rich Richard made $60,000 at age 28 and lived on $45,000. He got promoted to $80,000 at age 32 and still lives on $48,000. That extra $32,000 a year, straight to investments. By age 40, he's accumulated $280,000 in wealth. Poor Peter's income also went from $60,000 to $80,000, but now he has a $2,200 apartment instead of $1,400, a car payment instead of a paid-off sedan. By age 40, he has $35,000 saved. He feels successful because his lifestyle upgraded, but financially, he's barely ahead. When you get a raise and your first thought isn't, what can I buy now, but how much more can I invest? You've leveled up psychologically. Number 5, you've stopped comparing yourself to others. When you're broke, comparison is constant. Your coworker bought a new car. Are you falling behind? Your friend went to Greece. Should you take a trip you can't afford? Social media becomes a highlight reel that makes you feel inadequate. But when you're quietly getting rich, something shifts. You stop caring what other people are doing with their money. You've realized that most visible wealth is either debt-funded or coming at the cost of someone's future security. Rich Richard sees his friend buy a $60,000 truck and thinks, hope that makes him happy. No envy. He knows his $15,000 used Toyota and his growing investment portfolio are the smarter play for his goals. Poor Peter sees the same truck and thinks, I need to upgrade too. He finances a $50,000 vehicle at 7% interest. 2 years later, he's upside down on the loan and stressed about payments. When you stop comparing, you stop making financial decisions based on other people's choices. You build according to your plan, your timeline, your values. This makes you immune to marketing, peer pressure, and FOMO, 3 forces that keep most people broke. Number 6, money isn't the main topic anymore. When you're broke, money dominates your thoughts. You constantly do mental math. Every decision, lunch, rent, gas, feels like a financial debate. The anxiety is exhausting. But something changes when you start building real, quiet wealth. Money stops being the main character in your life. You've built systems. You've automated savings. You've handled the basics so well that you don't need to talk about them anymore. Rich Richard doesn't obsess over credit card rewards anymore. His finances run on autopilot. Automatic contributions, automated bill pay, diversified portfolio he rebalances once a year. His mental energy is freed up for bigger questions. How can I spend more time with my family? What project excites me? What kind of legacy am I building? Poor Peter still talks about money constantly. He's always looking for the next deal, the next side hustle, the next opportunity. But because he has no system, everything requires constant attention. He's mentally exhausted from managing money poorly instead of building money to manage itself. This shift from financial survival mode to financial background noise is a clear sign. You've leveled up. Real wealth is quiet. Sometimes it's even boring, but boring money often leads to an exciting life. Number 7, you feel rich in time, not just money. Most people chase money their entire lives, but the truly wealthy start chasing time. And if you've noticed yourself valuing time more than things, if you've stopped glorifying busy, if you crave slowness or space, you're secretly getting rich in a way money alone can't measure. When you're broke, you have no choice but to trade time for money. You clock in, you hustle, you grind. But when your finances stabilize, you realize that money can buy time. Time to think, time to rest, time to create, time to live on your terms. Rich Richard pays someone $150 a month to clean his apartment. That buys him 3 hours he spends with his kids or working on a project he enjoys. He says no to meetings that don't serve him. His calendar has white space. Poor Peter does everything himself to save money. He spends Saturday cleaning, Sunday shopping. His calendar is packed. He feels busy and important, but he's exhausted. You start paying for convenience, not just deals. You say no more often. You let go of urgency. These are quiet upgrades, signs of wealth most people overlook because they're internal. Real wealth isn't just about what's in your account. It's about how free you feel when you wake up in the morning. Number 8, you've stopped making excuses and started taking ownership. When you're quietly getting rich, something fundamental shifts in how you talk about money. You stop blaming external circumstances and start taking full ownership of your financial reality. You don't say, "I can't afford that." You say, "That's not a priority for me right now." You don't blame your income, your upbringing, or the economy. You focus on what you can control. Rich Richard makes $65,000 a year in a high cost of living city. Instead of complaining about rent prices or taxes, he optimizes what he can. He lives with a roommate to cut housing costs. He bikes to work to eliminate car expenses. He meal preps on Sundays. When friends ask why he doesn't upgrade his lifestyle, he doesn't make excuses. He's clear about his priorities. "I'm building my investment portfolio first. The luxury apartment can wait." Poor Peter makes the same $65,000 and spends his time explaining why he can't save. "Rent is too expensive here. My student loans are killing me. I deserve to enjoy my money." He's not wrong about the challenges, but he uses them as reasons to avoid action instead of constraints to work around. 5 years later, Rich Richard has $85,000 invested. Poor Peter has $4,000 and a lot of stories about why it's not his fault. This ownership mindset is powerful because it puts you back in the driver's seat. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start working with what you have. You stop justifying bad financial decisions and start making intentional choices. When you own your money starts working for you. If you've seen any of these 8 signs in your life, even just 1 or 2, you're already on a path most people never find. You're not just surviving. You're not just getting by. You're quietly building something that can't be taken from you. Not by a recession, not by a job loss, not even by doubt. So keep going, because if it doesn't feel like you're getting rich yet, you probably are, just quietly, and that's exactly how it should be.